morning, everyone. This is Ryan Ender with your Wednesday, March 11th morning commentary. We'll take a first look at overseas markets once again. The overseas markets have been leading our commodity markets and our stock market for over 2 weeks. So let's take a quick look. And as we do, looking at Italy, China, and Germany here, we see that last night, very calm trade. After a bounce yesterday, very calm trade last night. Maybe this will set the stage for a little bit more of a calm trade across our commodity markets. We'll also want to see how our stock market opens at 8:30 here, but at least a good sign for maybe a little bit of a calming down from the recent panic. Now, the next thing we want to look at here is actually crude oil. We want to look at the long-term crude oil chart. We see that front month crude at the time this chart was taken, 33.17. But looking back all the way to 2004, we see that we've only spent about 8 months under the $40 level, going all the way back to 2004. So we'll point that out to say that this might be a very rare time we're going to spend under $40. But the main reason we bring up the crude oil chart is because at $33, there is some concern this could affect the ethanol report. Now, we're not exactly talking about today's ethanol report because that looks back at last week's crude price, which was still in the 40s. But at the current $33 level, this would concern us about next week's ethanol report. So we'll want to be a little bit more concerned about that one. But of course, there is also some concern about the one we're about to see here today. Switching over to beans, we want to look at the last two 8 a.m. sales reports, Monday and Tuesday. 124,000 tons of beans unknown Monday, and then 123,000 on Tuesday. Brings us a total of 247, not a huge number, but both of those were to unknown, which for beans is typically assumed to be China. Obviously, during the panic trade, this got set aside, but we'll have to see if this picks up a little bit more attention, even if it's just the start of light buying from China. Switching over to cattle, fundamentals for this week in cattle has a show list down 9,300. Last week's average cash trade right around 113. We see that April is still trading at a big discount at 105.45. While the panic did seem to ease up in the futures here yesterday in cash in a futures cattle market, we do want to point out that cash could panic for a little bit longer here. Typically, cash sales are a little bit, they can delay how long it takes them to recover from panic. So again, today, as always, very important to see what we get for starting packer bids and to see if we get some panic cash cattle trade.